So welcome to the second to last session of the day. My name is Andrew Snyder. I'm the education programs professional for health education and physical education. I work out of the Office of Teaching and Learning, which was formerly known as the Office of Standards and Instructional Support. We just changed our office name at the beginning of this month. So that it reflects more of what we do in our office and what we so that's why we made that change. And so we haven't eliminated the standards or anything like that. They're still they still live in our office, so don't worry about that. My email is up on the PowerPoint here, so please make sure you write that down. I'll type it in the chat as well, and that way you guys can cut and paste it if you so choose. So if you have any questions about health or PE, you can let me know. All right. With that said, this session today is going to be me just sharing some information, updates, resources on behalf of the Nevada Department of Education. And at the end, I'll after I give you guys some information and some resources, I'll pause after each item just so it gives you an opportunity to ask some questions directly. And then at the end of the session, I'll have some time for any other questions on anything that I may have missed or didn't cover. We can talk about those surveys again. If you might have missed a survey, we can chat about that as well. So let's go ahead and dive in. I was hoping to start today with a celebration with our 2023 Shape Nevada Teacher of the Year. But there has not been an official announcement yet. I think that's coming early next week. So I'll blast out an email and we'll have NDE put some announcements up on our social medias for our Health and PE Teacher of the Year. However, there is something we can celebrate. The Super Bowl is coming to Las Vegas, which is pretty exciting this year, or next year, I should say. With the Super Bowl coming, that gives us here in Nevada a lot of great opportunities for our health and PE programs. Something that I'm super excited about, and I know a lot of other folks are excited about, are free NFL flag football kits that are going to be arriving at all of our K-12 public schools. All of our high schools should have received a free kit last year. And all of our elementary and middle school should be receiving their kits within the next month or so. So if you are a PE teacher or administrator, principal, and you're wondering where your kid is by the end of October, please reach out to me and I'll track down your kit and figure out where it's at. Secondly, something Gen Youth partnered with us to get those kits out to all the K-12 schools, and this is all for free. You don't need to do anything, by the way, to get those kits. We have lists of everybody's address, so they're on their way. But Gen Youth helped us with this, and they are also offering a grant opportunity, which is really more so on the nutrition side of things. And I will go ahead and I'm going to drop that link to that grant opportunity. It's not for curriculum or anything like that, but it is what it is they're opening it up for super school meal equipment. And there's some information. I'll share my screen just so you know what the page looks like here. So it will take you to, sorry about that. There we go. It'll take you to a page that looks like this. They have two different types of equipment kit options, and they range between $2,000 and $10,000. There are some eligibility requirements that you might want to look at before applying. And again, this may be something that you would want to share with your administrators at your school or your kitchen staff. And anyway, the deadline for this application is September 27th. They do plan on getting you that equipment by the end of this year, probably November-ish, I would guess. So that was pretty cool that we were able to do that. And this is only for Nevada schools. So there's hopefully we get a lot of folks who want to apply to that. So another thing that's on our radar for PE, and this might be more related to counselors and administrators in the room, but it's also good for all health and PE teachers just to be aware of, or PE teachers, I'm sorry, is that we've been working on the PE exemptions. There's a regulation that allows students to apply for an exemption, and it unfortunately just hasn't been implemented with consistency across the state. And so we're going to bring some consistency to how that is implemented and make sure everybody's on the right page and whatnot. And it's also kind of an outdated regulation, so we'd like to update that language to meet the needs of our current landscape. So I will hold there to see if there's any questions about those first couple items that I mentioned. Great question. The kits are going to the actual school and they should be addressed to the PE department. And so if there's not a PE department, then it'll be the principal. It won't be addressed to any coaches or anything like that. So it'll just be addressed to either the principal or your PE teachers. Yeah, no problem. Great question. Anybody else have anything? And you can feel free to pop it in the chat or come off mute and ask away. All right. They will come. They should be shipping next week or early the following week is when they'll begin shipping. So you should have those by the end of either this month or early October. So if you don't see them by the end of October, let me know. And I can get the tracking information for you and send that over so you can see where it's at. And again, it's all K-12 public schools. So if you're at a private school, unfortunately, the funding didn't cover that. Okay, seeing no other questions, let's take a moment to dive into health a little bit. So first off, this is the first full year of implementation of the brand new K-12 health education standards for Nevada. We have a mental health strand for the first time. We have a sex education strand for the first time. And what I really wanted to stress was some things about the sex education standards. Even though we have the sex education standards, your school districts and teachers all need to still adhere to your district's approved curriculum and policies when implementing those standards and that content. There may be times where the Department of Education might share some information. Maybe it's curriculum, or maybe might be some resources. Just because we share that and it's available to use doesn't mean that you should grab it and use it and run with it. It still needs to go through the proper channels before you can use that. So if you see a curriculum or a resource that you would like to use in your classroom, make sure that you take that to your sex education advisory committee, or some districts call it the family life committee, and make sure that they approve it. And then it has to move on to your board of trustees, and they also have to approve it before it can be implemented. And then obviously parents have to sign off on letting their kiddos take sex education. So just wanted to let you guys know that you may see some things coming across your desk or your email related to sex ed that are good materials to use, but you don't use them until they're approved by your district. With that being said, the department has been working with a group called Advocates for Youth. They are developing a sex education curriculum that is specific for Nevada. And if any of you guys have lived in Nevada long enough, you know that we have a really diverse state, and each school district is very different in how they implement sex education. So just be aware that this curriculum isn't for any specific district, it's for the whole state. And its intention is for districts to take this, they can look at it, and then they can adapt that curriculum to meet the needs of their district. And Advocates for Youth is more than happy and more than willing to work with districts one-on-one to adapt that curriculum to your specific district. But again, I just want to mention it one more time. Once that releases and comes out, don't go implement it in your classroom without your district having it approved through the right channels. So any questions about that or sex education?
Will there be an announcement when Clark County does adopt it?
So yeah, it'll be something that if you're working in Clark County, I'm sure you know who Chip Peterson is. He's your health and PE coordinator. I'm in touch with him quite a bit. And he would let you know when that would be available or what parts you can use. The district may only approve maybe, one or two lessons that are okay to use, or they may approve the whole thing. So yeah, your district should let you know when you're good to use certain curriculums as far as sex education goes. Great question.
Excellent. That makes me wonder then, will the Canvas course that's available in Canvas Commons be updated soon with the new standards if they're approved?
So which Canvas course are you speaking about? Is this a Clark County specific course or is this the NDE health course?
I think it's the NDE health course that was approved in 2021.
Okay, so the NDE health course is already, if it's been approved, if it was developed in 2021, it should be aligned to the new standards already.
Okay.
Yeah. Great questions. Anybody else have anything on this topic? All right. This is also some really good news that I know a lot of you have probably been waiting for if you've been teaching health for a while. We're in the process of selecting new and updated instructional materials for health that will be aligned to the 2020 health standards. And so we are super excited about that. We anticipate that in March, the State Board of Education will approve those materials that have been recommended, and then your school districts will be able to and be allowed to replace those old dusty textbooks that are still from, I think, maybe 2010 or maybe even older. So we will have some new ones coming out soon. And some more materials for you guys. Any questions about those materials? I can't release who's submitted to be on the list, but if you have any other questions about the process, I'd be happy to answer that. Okay, hearing none. The next item is going to be related to health and PE. Over the last couple of years, we've been working on some model curriculum. for K-12 health and K-12 PE. We'll post this on the NDE website, which I'll show you, give a little quick tour of the NDE website here in a little bit. But anyway, we've been developing this. It's not quite ready to be done, but I am going to share my screen, and I do want to show you a little preview of what is going to be coming. So this is our model curriculum for K2 PE. Let's scroll down here a little bit. This is the table of contents, which kind of acts as a really broad curriculum map or an overview of a course. And we have, even though this is elementary, we have it divided into quarters. Some of these things will change. I know elementary doesn't go by quarters sometimes. So we have our units and everything, a kind of just a general overview in the table of contents. Within the model curriculum, you'll see that we have the standards listed that are covered. We'll have topics, personal and general and crowded space, body part identification and balance, speed, shape, level, and force. We're going to have some areas where it'll go over some cross-curricular standards and strategies. Here's a link to our standards in the progression chart. There'll be some essential questions. Our adopted instructional materials will be here. And this is what we're doing for health right now. So again, for health, they'll be updated. So that's great. And then there'll be some supplemental resources. And this is for, you can come in here and take whatever makes sense for you. If you're a brand new teacher, this will be really beneficial. You'll have some performance tasks and projects, some ideas and strategies for differentiation. There's family engagement strategies, formative and summative assessments for these units. We'll have some accommodations, how to embed SEL strategies, and then, of course, lastly, digital learning strategies. How can you incorporate some of these things in a digital learning environment? As we know, with COVID, we've had to learn with a lot about digital learning. And so here's some opportunities to continue that if we have a snow day, or if there's, up in northern Nevada, we have fires and snow. So some options to take some of this in a digital manner. So this is our model curriculum, and I'm not going to scroll through the whole page or the whole document here. It's 30 pages long. Again, it's not 100% done, but it's getting close. And so again, that first one was unit 1. This one's unit 2. It'll have the same idea throughout. So it's a really good tool for new teachers or even old teachers. You can take this in and you can use it however it fits your classroom. You can adapt it, change things, add things, modify it to however it fits your needs, like I said. So are there any questions maybe that you might have for the model curriculum? And again, this isn't like a finalized product. This is going to be something that's an ongoing process where it's going to be it's going to mold and change over time. So if you're using it and you're like, hey, this would be something really good to add in, or this would be a good resource to have, or hey, you're missing a whole section, please let us know. We want to make sure that we provide all of our teachers with as much support as possible. So we're always open to feedback. So any questions? Okay. So the next thing, also related to health and PE, is we've developed a couple courses in Canvas over the last couple of years. And I don't know if how often you guys see distance ed physical education courses and health courses. Usually they're, you read about physical education, but you may not be participating in physical education in an online setting. And so we really set out to change that. And health education is skills based. And so we want students to be practicing things in health, not just reading about it. And so we've really tried hard to put those concepts into a course that could either be a digital learning course, it could be a hybrid course, it could be a course that is that you can take and implement in person and use with your kids, however you see fit. Similarly to the model curriculum, these courses in Canvas, you can take, you can adapt however you want, you can add things, take things out, and whatnot. And something that is really cool about the Canvas PE course is especially around physical education makeups. When a kid is absent from PE, typically the teacher, there'd be a period where the kid has to go in and run laps around the gym or run laps outside to make up PE or something along those lines, or maybe some teachers, they have them write a one-page paper or an essay or something like that. If you're using Canvas, you can have the kids do a workout and record themselves in Canvas, and that can be their makeup. So it could be an asynchronous makeup opportunity. And there's also the opportunity for student choice and whatnot in that. I'm just going to quickly share my screen again and show you these courses. And we won't spend a lot of time going through them, but at least you can see what they kind of look like and what some of the modules are. So this is our health course here. This is the non-sex education portion. If districts want a sex education portion, we are requiring that they get approved by their board before we release that. So click on this. This was this was developed in October 22. We have all these modules here. There's an overall wellness module. We have the mental and emotional health module. There's a little project in here, the nutrition and fitness module. And we love these projects, especially in health. It gives students an opportunity to practice their skills that they're learning. We have the substance abuse. Again, the sex ed module has to be approved by your district before we can release that. Environmental and consumer health, relationships and safety. So you can see that we cover everything in these courses. This health course is designed to be a semester long course. So again, maybe you just want to use module 11 and you don't want anything else. You can come in here and you can take module 11, disease prevention, and implement that that portion only. So again, this is super flexible. And then I'm going to move over to our PE course. The PE course is took a while to develop because it's a unique course. So this is the first semester that it's been released and in use. Let's see, there we go. It's going a little slow here. We have partnered with a lot of folks across the nation to put this course together. This is just the first semester. We actually have, we're currently working on the second semester as well. So some of these names that I drop are going to be part of the second semester course. But we've worked with HSS, which is the Hospital for Special Surgery. They're a national hospital where a lot of professional athletes go to get for injury prevention or for surgery after an injury, etc. So what they did is they have a educational wing, and they teach kids the foundation of physical movement. how to do a squat properly, how to run properly, how to lunge properly, and they go through all those small little cues. And so those kids really learn the foundational movement and how to do it and how to move appropriately. Um, and so they've been a great partner for us. And then Box, which is it used to be affiliated with Reebok, and I think this program has changed hands and to active kids, and so this will be some branding change that will happen over the next I don't know, maybe in the next 6 months to 8 months. But the Box boot camp, there's a whole section on this. And then there's a fitness planning section with open. And then we have our physical or our final exam, which has both a physical final and a written final. So some of this, I'll click on one of these overviews. So it just gives you a quick overview of what this module is or this lesson is. Has the standards in there, the essential questions, and the to-do list. And then when you go to some of these sections, there's a little video that you watch. It shows you how to do a proper push-up and all that good stuff. And then there's some practice that the kids are supposed to work on. And then almost every single one of these has a little challenge for students and a little differentiation there. And then the section, or there's an assignment section where students got to warm up, workout, and then they submit a video of themselves doing everything. Here's a little sample workout. A 5-minute warm up tells you exactly what to do. Then there's the skill strength training. There's the plank. Then you have your push-ups. They went over the plank in a separate lesson prior to this, so they should know how to do these. There's a self-evaluation. Here's another challenge. Then you have your cool down. So kids are actually working out and being physically active in this physical education course versus just reading about physical education and then answering questions and then finishing a PE course in 2 weeks. So that's something that we want to avoid, is we don't want kids to get a credit in physical education for sitting in a computer for 2 weeks. So that's what this course is designed to fix. All right. Are there any questions on these Canvas courses?
Andrew, is this available now for teachers?
Yep, this is available now and ready to go.
Do we bring it over from the Commons?
I think it is in Commons. It should be. If not, send me an email. Or actually send me an email anyway, and I will send this. I'll send you the course. I can get that to you next week. And yeah, it's a great resource for anybody, like I said, especially for like PE makeups. I know PE makeups can be a headache sometimes, or if you wanted to, you can, you get a projector in the gym, and you can just follow along with the projector, and yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Any other questions?
I have a question, but I don't know if this is the right forum for it, but it's just because we're dealing with it. But do you know what the state of Nevada is planning to do about training up and coming health or PE teachers? Because there's not a program. Because we need a PE teacher and we can't find one because they're not training PE teachers.
So you mean like a teacher prep program?
Yeah.
So I have been actually working with UNR over the last year and a half, and helping them put a teacher prep program together within their community health science program. So their students would have an option to take a path where they would not only get a degree in community health science, but also get a teaching, be prepped to become a health and PE teacher. That I think is the plan is to launch that either at this next semester or the following year. Um, there's a lot of background work that needs to take place and a foundation that needs to be laid before it's launched, but they're getting close. So that's one thing that's going to be that's really positive. I know UNLV used to have one. I don't, from
They
my
don't.
knowledge, I don't think they have one anymore.
Mhm.
And so I want
Is
to
the one at UNR, can it be taken distance learning, or do you have to be at UNR?
I am not sure yet. Unfortunately, I don't know the answer to that.
So there are no grads yet that need a job.
Yeah, unfortunately there are no grads that need a job yet. However, Sierra Nevada College offers a program where students can get certified in health and PE, and that's actually the route I took. And I know that can be done distance wise. But however, UNR is now a part of Sierra, or I don't really understand what happened with Sierra Nevada College, but they're a wing of UNR now. So they'll have two options.
Well, if you know anybody who needs we need a girls PE teacher at the high school level in the most desperate way.
If I hear of anybody, I will recommend for sure.
right.
I know
you.
that we are short on new grads in all content areas, not just health and PE, but yeah. So
Las Vegas Academy of the Arts in downtown Vegas.
perfect. Thank you.
Call Leslie Koepp, Koepp.
Awesome. And any other questions before I move on to this next item? Okay. So this next item, the National Physical Education Standards and the National Health Education
Hey,
Standard.
Andrew, can I interrupt you for a second?
Yeah.
Sorry, I had a question. I have a 2-year-old, so to get to so anyhow.
Yeah, no worries.
So I'm a phys ed teacher. I teach PE, I teach CrossFit. I teach at the high school level. And I don't even know if this is like a good question, but you talked about like what you can do for PE makeups and stuff. But is there something like a cross curricular? Because I notice in like my department at my school, we all have like kind of different teaching philosophies. And like, do you have any recommendations of trying to make it like I'm like I guess the hard ass teacher in my department, and so everyone's like, oh, higher expectations for our kids. But do you have any like suggestions for, because like our department who does lifetime sports, like shouldn't there be a difference in that curriculum versus personal fitness and wellness? Like shouldn't there be like, is there standards for those that are not being followed or that can be followed?
So you were kind of cutting in and out. So I'm going to try to piece together an answer here for you. And if I don't hit it, just let me know. So we only have one set of physical education standards, and that one set of physical education standards can be taught in a variety of different ways. And they can be met in a variety of different ways. For example, you can teach kids how to be physically active with throwing a baseball or throwing a football, or a softball, or any type of ball really. And so there's not like a set standard. Obviously CrossFit is a different content area than, let's say, a basketball class or a general sports PE class. And so the expectation in a CrossFit class is probably going to be a little bit different than in a general PE class, because and maybe not. I don't know. I don't know all the programs across the state, unfortunately, because I'm only one person. But so I don't know. I don't unfortunately have like a resource that sets a foundation of like, hey, this is it. This is the level you should be at. I would say that our foundation is the standards. So that's the baseline. Programs can take those standards and they can add standards to it. You know what I mean? So that's our foundation is the physical education standards. Did I answer your question? Again, I only
Yeah, because I'm just like curious because I don't want to. I don't know. I don't want to throw anyone under the bus or anything. I'm just like, that's what I was wondering. If there is, are there same standards? I know CrossFit has, I know has CrossFit has different standards. I know that, but I didn't know if there was a difference between like lifetime fitness versus personal fitness and wellness. But so I'm getting that there's not. They're pretty much the same.
Yeah, the same standards across the board. And obviously what we do expect and want out of our physical education teachers is to ensure that our kids are being physically active and moving and learning how to enjoy being active and take that into adulthood. And so we want to avoid the roll out the ball and let them play type mentality. But so I understand where you're coming from. And it's really hard to set those, you know, we got to start from the foundation and teach our new PE teachers that are coming out of the schools to, hey, this is how PE should be taught. So it's definitely a big task. So I appreciate your concern there. Do you have any other follow-up questions or comments? Anybody? No? Okay. All right. Well, with that being said, we do have a new set of national PE standards coming out. Those will be released at the next Shape America conference in March 2024. And so we will be that won't change our PE standards right away here in Nevada. But what happens is we look to the national set of standards to help guide us develop our set. Our PE standards are from 2014, so they are up for a reevaluation and possible revision. That process will probably start within the next 1.5 to 2 years. I don't know for sure, but that's what we're anticipating. However, if you are interested in leaving feedback for a national set of standards, the National Health Standards Task Force is looking for feedback on the health standards. I just dropped that link in the chat if you are interested in looking at the new health standards. It's not a finalized document, but this is the last round of feedback and the last opportunity to have your voice heard with that committee. I am actually on that task force and helping rewrite those standards. And once those standards are released, we are anticipating those will be released in March 2024 as well at the Shape convention. So those will be, as of right now, they are very closely aligned to the current framework. So that won't dramatically change our new health standards that we rolled out a few years ago. So if you were interested in that, please take a look and feel free to leave comments on that. Any questions about the national sets?
I have a question. So I remember 2014, there was like a group of teachers, and I don't know, is that like led by Shannon Lenev? Like she had them rewriting the standards. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, but so what happens is the Nevada Department of Education actually facilitates that process, and we take in a group of teachers. There'll be an application process, and we'll have stakeholders. We'll have curriculum directors, teachers, parents, every once in a while, students on these task forces, and content area specialists from universities. And whatnot. And so we have these people come together and we look at the current set of standards, and we have to come to consensus as to whether or not that we want to revise them. And then if we do decide to revise them, Then that we begin the process of looking at the national standards. We'll look at standards from other countries. We'll look at standards from other states, and determine which direction and how to develop standards specific to our state. Yep. Awesome. Any other questions? All right, I'm going to share another link in the chat here. That first link that I just put in there is for our health website. I'm going to quickly share my screen again. Now, I will say this with the asterisk, but this health website will be changing soon. But all of these content on this website should be very similar, if not the same. I just don't know what the layout's going to look like or anything yet. My contact information is here. You can find the content standards for health right here. This is the health website. Little overview of the health education here. And then this little blurb here you can ignore. That's going to be gone in the next few days. And then we have some content resources. If you see any great resources and you feel like, hey, this would be good to share with the state and other teachers across Nevada, feel free to email me them. You know, I don't know every single resource that how well it is out there. I've been out of the classroom for a few years now, and so as you guys come across things, please share them with me. We have a vetting process before I can put it on the website, but I'd be more than happy to look at that and see if that's something that we can share with everybody. Then you'll see a little professional organizations tab. Obviously, we have Shape America, we have Shape Nevada. Shape Nevada is a great place to get some professional development and get some certification hours towards licensure renewal. You know, they do have a membership cost, but so you know, you don't have to be a member to attend those, but it costs you a little extra money. If you're a member and you already paid the fee, then it's free. Then you'll see some laws and statutes. So some of these, like CPR and AED, now you know why this is in our standards, is because regulation requires us to teach that and have it in our standards. Same with personal safety. There's some substance abuse programs here. If you click on that link, NRS 389036 is our sex education regulation. And then I am not a PE licensure expert. I know how to get in touch with the experts for licensure, but I just have some licensure information here. This is just a single page and some resources if you have questions about licensure. And then I'm going to skip over to our PE page. It's obviously very similar to the health page. You know, a little overview of what physical education is and should be. Again, my contact information, and you'll find the same exact layout here. And again, we have all these resources here, same as health. If you come across some really good resources and you'd like to share them with me, I'm more than happy again to look at those and possibly put them on the website. So those are our web pages. I'll drop the PE page in the chat as well. So you have those links. All right. And then, you know, Shape America and Shape Nevada, just wanted to mention it's a great place to network as well, if you have the opportunity. So with that, I want to open it up for any questions on things that I may have missed, or if you have any other burning questions, I'm happy to answer anything that I can. And if I don't have the answer, I can find it out for you. And while you guys are thinking about that, I'll go ahead and put in the attendance link here. don't forget about the attendance. And then here's the session survey. So any questions?
What's our title again? for
Our
this?
title is Health and PE Updates and
Okay.
Information. Yeah, I put it in the chat. I can put it in there again. And again, please feel free to email me anytime. I usually get back fairly quick. Not always, but I try to. I'm here to help you with whatever you need. And the department, we look for volunteers periodically for projects, the model curriculum, the PE courses on Canvas, the health course on Canvas. Everything is developed by Nevada teachers or administrators. So if you're ever interested in being a volunteer, sometimes we're able to give stipends, not always. But if you're ever interested in something like that, you can drop your just send me an email and say, hey, I'm interested if the projects come up and whatnot. So and then one last thing before I can give you guys 10 minutes back if you don't have any questions, but our closing session starts at 4:15. They're going to raffle off some prizes. So make sure you attend that session. And we can't thank you all enough for attending today's conference on your day off. We know it's a long day to be at your computer, but we're super thankful for everything you guys do. So yeah. So any last parting words or comments or questions?
You said if I hang back, we'll make sure that I did all the forms needed to be done.
Yes, I will give me a few minutes and I will look at that.
I think I got them all. Why isn't my picture on there?
You guys are very welcome. Thank you. And don't feel like you have to stay in the room. If you want to take a break and stretch your legs, I totally understand.
Andrew, what's the closing session link?
That is the last session of the day. Yep. So if you use that link, that'll take you to the last session.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, let's see here.